Hey everybody. Let me see who's on here. Ivy. Is that how you Ivy Gee? Ooh, every time I touch it I get a little electric love there. Oh, shocking. Hey Bill Edwards, Stardust musician. Let's see, Gary Riley. Got lots of stuff going on here. Um, Eve Martin there. Ooh. Hi Tammy Ross. Tammy, can I recommend? I'm actually going to switch. I'm going to take the headphones out because I'm going to have guests on in a minute. And so we should have very live microphone going on right now. Um, Tammy, can I recommend a CD for therapeutic massage? Escape Acoustic Passages Volume 1 and The Light Within are my two acoustic records. I also did a record with Don Avery, a cellist, Mohawk descent, and we did a record called Rapidly Approaching Ecstasy. And it's a chakra CD, covers seven chakras and then a meditation, or eight chakras in a meditation. My mind is gone. It's actually 12 years old, but Dawn is re-releasing it because I remixed it um, at the end of last year, so it might actually be out. It's called Rapidly Approaching Ecstasy, um, and that's a beautiful CD for relaxation and massage, and of course Escape. Let's see, all right, so I can unplug this. I hope, Stephen, if you're out there, please join the room. The link should work. I'll send you another link if possible. Actually, let me send Stephen a link as well. Stephen, sent it again, just in case. Just in case. All right. Hi, Patricia. Blessed Heavy Elements. New Nags. You mean the blue guitar? It's not new. I've actually had it, was it 2 years now? I think I got it in 2020. Um, Actually, that one came directly from a trade in at the Rebel Guitars in Alabama. Oh yeah, okay, Steven. Blessed Heavy Element. See, Steven, can you mute the audio? You can use headphones because it'll echo back. Okay, cool. Um, Guitar Flyer. I meant to tell you, you love the blue Signature 7 Tier 2. That blue one actually belongs to, it's my model, signature model, but it belongs to John Francis. I have a green one. I would like to have a blue one. That might work. Hi, Joanne Burns. Light Cloud Spirit over on Twitch. I am probably going to do a Twitch like I normally do on Tuesday nights after the show. If I get my hands to work again, I will be playing and talking. Might be more talking than playing. Um, Tonight, right after this, right after the live show. Hi, Amanda Coons. Please give your brother a hug and say happy birthday. I know it was Sunday night, and I meant to log on, but I was trying to set up stuff. I went to log on and watch his show on Sunday nights and say happy birthday, but I did not get a chance to. Larry Mitchell Fan Club. Um, Hello, Dwight. Brian Bartley. Hey, Hey, Guitar Man 45, you like the strap? Is this strap? Actually, my friend Dave gave me the strap. Um, it's a Jody head strap. Hey, Renee. Renee, I'm in your neighborhood, aren't I? I'm in your I'm up in Tacoma, aren't they? Aren't you up here in this direction, general area? Um, hey, Brett. Hi, Rosie. Steve Jacobs. Virtual's weird cousin. That's a name. That's a serious name. You can't wait to see your cousin Steve Familo. Steve is going to be on in a second. Hey, John Francis. I think we were just talking about your balloon eggs. All right, let me skip ahead. There's a lot of comments tonight, which is great. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Um, it is a little bit of a heavy day. That's why I played "Light of Little Loves." That song originally was for a benefit CD for Sandy Hook. After it happened, friend Randy Driscoll called me and said they were putting together a benefit CD um, after Sandy Hook, and would I donate a song? And I wrote that piece and finished it. We wrote and recorded it that night, and it was on that CD. And it's also years later it came out on Rhythm of Life. I believe it's on Rhythm of Life, by Rhythm of Life CD. But with everything that happened today in Texas, I thought I would play it tonight. Um, Virtual's weird cousin. You're watching from your 12 years YouTube account. Get to see your cousin. Okay, cool. All right. Without further ado, my friend Stephen Familo has a new song, and I got to play on it, and it's produced and mixed by my friend Martin Greaves, who we played the band together for a minimum of 5 years in San Diego, I think it was. And then I moved out of San Diego, would come back every now and then. And actually, Martin, I'm not sure what you're doing June 10th, but I'm playing Navajo Live, opening for Ronnie Lee, and it's on and off whether it's a solo show or if it's a band show. I know my drummer Charlie can make it. James East was supposed to let me know if he could play. So Martin, if you're not gigging, keep that in mind. It's not set yet whether it's going to be. I need all the pieces in order to make it a full band show. Um, but if it's a full band night, it would be great. That's really great. Um, it'll be a good night. I did it in February solo, and I had a really good time. And I got to jam with Ronnie Lee and Mike Keneally. I don't think Mike is there this time, but Ronnie Lee's there with her band, and it's always a blast. And so I'm looking forward to that. And it might be, just might be, a full band show with maybe Martin Greaves, maybe James East, maybe Charlie Lorme. It could be fun. Anyway, my friend Steven has a new song out, and it's produced by Martin, I believe. I know he played all over it and engineered and mixed it, and so I'm going to say he produced it. I don't have the official word on that, but yeah. And some of you might remember Martin from my Sly and the Family Stone tribute. He played on that. He played all over that as well. Um, we had a lot of times, a lot of fun times playing in that band in San Diego, traveling around. I didn't drive too, so Martin picked me up most of the time to take me to shows. I didn't get my driver's license until 1999. Yeah, I know, from New York. Um, so we had a lot of fun times. And all right, so this video, the song came out today, or is out today, and it's called "Chasing the Sun." Um, and it's there's a heavy story about it. We'll talk with Martin and Stephen about the making of the record first, and then we'll talk a little bit about the reason the song exist in the first place. And then I'll let Stephen take over on that. So here is the new song. I believe it's on Bandcamp. Stephen, is it on? No, it's not on Bandcamp. It's on Spotify. It's on something. It's on Spotify. Well, he'll tell you where it's at, but check it out. It's a heavy duty song, and I'm honored to play on it.
Good morning, I miss you just a little more than yesterday. We chased the sun across the sky, a hurricane of love and light. You know it's been a year or more since you flew away. Daylight dreaming, I still remember. We'd laugh until the twilight came to call. Life blows on so hurriedly, you never feel the soft surrender. Fragile now inside the house, the light upon the walls. So close your tired eyes and peaceful, painless dreams of blue. Say goodnight, but not goodbye. Every day I think about you. You come back to me on every summer breeze, on a fallen leaf. Every time it rains, after the end of time, I'll see you on the other side. Watch over me, my friend, until we chase the sun. I've been doing better, still talking to your picture. So much undone, my faith was all but gone. The silence sings your memory. I wonder why when you're most happy. All the while the tide of time keeps pulling us along. So close your tired eyes and peaceful, painless dreams of blue. Say goodnight, never say goodbye. And after all, I will come find you, and you come back to me. On every summer breeze, on every falling leaf, and every time it rains. After the end of time, I'll see you on the other side. Watch over me, my friend, until we chase the sun. morning. I love you just a little more than yesterday. Good night.
Oops. Oh, sorry. I cut off the end of the video. Hi, Stephen. Hello, Stephen.
Larry, how are you?
I'm okay. Sorry, I cut off the very end of the video there. I
That's okay. I'm happy to give props to my dear friend Martin, who
Yeah.
not only produced, played all over that thing. I sent him a composition piano part, and with the usual caveat of Martin, please make this sound like a grown up played it. And of course, and all that string orchestration, and somehow he manages to pull a grown-up voice out of me somehow too. I don't know how he does it. I made the poor man wait forever because I had COVID. You heard the demo vocal that was just this is horrendous. And Rosie's original photography. She was kind enough to loan me some of those wonderful shots that
Yeah.
accompanied your ripping solo there. This was very much a labor of love, and I gotta say, without my, I mean, clearly you can tell Martin and I are brothers and are related. Uh, without him, this is yet another song that would not have come to pass without his mentorship and encouragement, and yours as well. So I am extremely grateful for that, because it was one of those pieces that I was only going to release it on the record, which will hopefully be out in the fall, but was compelled to put this thing out as a single because it was something I wanted to say. I know the video may be a little confusing to folks who don't know the story, but again, I was encouraged. I believe your answer, Larry, was just do it. So I was happy to get it out there, and it's been well received so far. I'm very proud of it.
It's great. It's great. Cool. We'll get into the story, a little bit story behind the song in a minute, but this is Martin Greaves over there in sunny San Diego.
Hello.
You're in San Diego, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because
Oh yeah.
you do travel the world and stuff like that too. But
No, I'm home for a while.
okay, very cool. So Martin, you produced the track, and it's one of those things how we learned how to make records in during the pandemic era as well. Because
Yeah.
Steven's in Virginia, you're in San Diego, and you
Yep.
guys asked me to play a guitar solo, and I was in Alabama.
Right. Yes.
And
Yeah.
actually, I did the solo live on Twitch with Steven and Kat, I think, approving of which solos they liked and stuff like that.
Uh,
But
In like 3 takes,
I think it
just
might have been six.
destroys it. And
But it was fun to do. Martin, so tell us about the production of it a little bit.
well, yeah. I mean, like Steve said, he sent me like a few guitar tracks, like a basic kind of drum track and couple of bass tracks and things like that, and then that like the COVID vocal track, and it's like let's go for it. And eventually it was like, well, how big do you want this to go? And he's like, let
Epic.
let's let's go as big as we can. And I just got the uh, plug right now, the Spitfire Audio,
Uh-huh.
the Studios 1 and 2. One's the quintet and one's the 70-piece orchestra. And I'm
Nice.
like, okay, here we go. Like, we'll see where we can go with this. And so like the first part, the strings you hear is the quintet, and then during like when your solo kicks, or the piano solo, and then your solo kicks in, um, the whole 70-piece orchestra kicks in with it, and then yeah, and it just went, well, is it big enough yet? And I think we
Let's
can
not
go further.
overlook that.
Yeah,
Let's not
Just make it a
overlook
little bit
that
bigger.
raging piano solo either.
Oh yeah, the piano
Like,
solo was
I
great.
mean, that is just crazy.
thank you, thank you.
And
Yeah,
that was the toned down version, remember?
yes, it was. Yeah, yeah. I did actually send Stephen one that was. I'm like, okay, I went all out here, and it was like, we'll do that live.
I still blast that one in the car.
Cool. Send me that. I'd love to hear that.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's insane.
that one was. I kind of went as silly and shreddy as I could, and I dug it, but it would have been like, yeah, I like that the final version is like, for me, is the one, like the shreddy one is a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, I love the way it turned out, and yeah, I couldn't be happier, and couldn't be
Cool.
prouder to be working with Steve. It's it's a wonderful song.
It was
Cool.
that was a 5 o'clock in the morning. Had to get it out before it went away, and then put it down for a little bit. And I remember getting the vocal melody and the original lyrics out, and this was in our house in Virginia, Larry. That Kat's working in the backyard, and she comes in through the sliding door, and I'm just a mess, right? Like I can't even get halfway through the first couple lines because it was so personal. And of course, she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm just working on something. It's great." She's like, "Uh-huh." So then I talked to Martin a couple of weeks later, and he's like, "Yeah, I had to kind of put it away because my wife thought I was losing it too." Um,
Yeah,
it's probably the most personal thing I've ever put down.
All right.
it actually took me a few listens to not just break out in tears. So like, if like every time I'd listen to it, it'd be like, okay, pause, okay, okay,
It's because the
okay.
vocal was so bad.
No,
No,
that's not what he meant.
That one was
no.
rough, man.
Oh no. I mean, the feeling and everything was like just insane. But like, yeah, it did take me a few listens just to be able to get through it. And then when you sent me the video, it was like I told you the other day, I had to go out to my car because like I just ended up ugly crying watching it, um, and I just didn't want to be in the venue doing that, so I just went out to my car, and yeah, it's very very touching. I mean, like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
the
Mark Robinson, who's I think Mark's in Cardiff by the Sea, but they're in San Diego, California. Wants to know, do you have any? You know, he knows you're from Sheffield. Mark is from England as well.
Oh, okay.
He wants to know if you have a musical family by any chance.
Yes, actually, my mom was a professional accordion player. Um, so she was in the skiffle groups back in the 60s. And
Wait,
my
didn't I
dad,
meet? I met your mom, right?
yes, she did. Yeah, yeah,
And she
yeah.
played accordion. Why did we not have her on stage with us?
At that time, um, she was, yeah, I don't know. Um,
Martin,
but yeah, and my dad could play the radio. He played the radio really well.
always in tune.
Yeah. But yeah, but that it was my mom who said, "Do you want to be a musician? Like, do you want to learn piano?" And I was like, "Okay." I think I was 9, and so that was the beginning of everything, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Brett on Twitch wants to know who mixed it. You mixed it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Martin mixed it. Yeah. Um,
I have to have Martin mix things because otherwise it's just guitars, drums, and there's like a voice in there somewhere in the back, like to the left.
yeah. Sarah Tardy said it's a blessing. Patricia, I think, said it was beautiful. Um, So you want? So Stephen, where is it available for people to go get it right now?
You can get it from my website, but it's on Amazon Music, Apple Music, Pandora, and Spotify.
You gotta state your full name and spell it and everything.
Oh, I think I put it in the chat.
Oh, you put it in chat. Well, say it again because you're only in one chat, right? Or did you put it in Twitch as well?
I had to get off of Twitch just because I'm trying to save some bandwidth.
Okay, so say it so people on the other Facebook and YouTube and Twitch can find it as well,
Okay.
please.
It's just my first and middle initial SJ Familo FAMILO music, all one word. .com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Martin Glenn Olander says hello.
Who
Hey,
does?
Glenn Olander.
Oh, Glenn. Hi, Glenn.
John Francis is found it on Spotify. Cool. Thanks, John.
Streaming services.
Yeah, right.
Brett wants to know what.
I think I'm up 23 cents, Martin. I'm doing great.
Well, hey.
Brett wants to know what do you get Stephen, Brett wants to know what do you get the best return
on? Directly from my site, and any proceed from this song is going to the foundation that has sponsored my dear friend here, who's well, he's not with us at the moment, but I'll explain that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to cash in a second. Deb says Debbie Berry, I believe on Twitch, says still crying, can't text, but I guess she likes it. Hi Amanda. Hi Carla. She says hauntingly beautiful. Another Carla Jill Bordales says hi Martin.
Oh, hi. We work at the Belly Up together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, someone asked me, because I said I was playing in San Diego. They said, when are you going to play the Belly Up again? I have no idea. I love playing the Belly Up. Got to figure that out. But Martin works there as well as doing sound. That's where we met. Had a great time looking for a keyboard player. And every time I was looking for Martin, he would just walk by. Every time I would turn away, he would just walk by and play something on the keyboard that was on stage. And I was like, I'd look up and nobody was near the keyboard. And I was like, it was very funny. Remember that. All right. Martin, you want to add anything else to the making of the record before we dive into the reason why it was made?
No. I mean, like I sat there with the headphones on in Logic and like just like I say, every day I'd get in touch with Steve and go, okay, what do you think of this? And it'd be like, get in there. Okay, what do you think of this? We're in the region. And then like there was one day I just went, you know what? I'm going large. And then that's where
a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
At that point, it was like full '80s metal ballad, like let's just do it.
If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it.
What was it? More chug on the guitar card.
Yeah.
More chug on that.
Yeah. Oh, I have to say, sorry, Carla, wrong Carla. We don't work at the Belly Up together. She's a good friend from the Young Dubliners.
Oh, okay.
I do apologize, Carla. There's another Carla Jill who works at the Belly Up. That I'm like, oh, how so I'm sorry, Carla. But yes, hi.
Okay. Martin, I'm gonna live like I think 2.2 miles from that venue.
Oh, the
you guys played at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were literally up the street.
I think you actually you showed you went. It's going to be basically there.
Yeah, over there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's actually that's a really wonderful place. We stayed there at that campground one time. It's absolutely beautiful.
Excellent. Amanda's in the chat. She's going, he's English. Yes, Amanda. Martin's from Sheffield. He's lost
all this time. I thought you were Italian.
He's lost a bit of his Sheffieldness, but I can tell you that when he's around family, you can't understand anything that's going on.
Very true. Very true. I'm from the north.
To the north. All right.
Oh,
Hey,
very
Des.
cool.
Desiree's on. Hey,
Hey,
Sean
Des.
Jackson. All right. So thank you, Martin. I'm gonna
I,
move you to the side a little bit.
yes,
Uh,
indeed. Yeah, yeah.
you can stay on if you want, but we're gonna dive into why this song was made and where Stephen is at now, and who's that puppy in the background, and where are the proceeds gonna go to for from this record. So I'm gonna switch to just Stephen and I for a second.
Okie dokie. All right. Love you guys.
Good to
Bye.
see you too,
Bye, Mark.
Martin.
Hey, Stephen. So
Hi there.
tell us about the song, why you wrote it, and what's going on now.
This started actually previous to meeting this little fellow over here. My the character pictured at the beginning was my dog Kato, who I had from 2005 until he passed in 2020. He was a rescue from the Hurricane Katrina relief mission. I was working for a different agency then, and came across him. And my friend Ivy, that's on tonight, helped me get him home because I had to finish my assignment there. And he was being fostered by an organization in Pennsylvania, and she lives in the New York City area. So I was able to fly out to pick him up, and she facilitated that whole thing. And actually, he spent his first night with her. So Kato was always a ladies' man, I swear. But there are one of the original subtitles I had for the song when it started was that it was to be about those kind of transformational people that you meet in life, that you are forever changed for having met. And when I got him, I've spent my entire adult life as a public servant, as a law enforcement officer, mostly for the federal government, and as a paramedic. And you kind of reach a fork in life doing that kind of work where you're going to take one of two paths, I think. You become really hardened to the world and all the ugly things that people do and that you see, or you really soften up a bit and decide you're going to do your very best to be part of the solution no matter what. I chose to take the latter. Having him, he was just, again, one of those transformational people, and I started to look at life a lot differently. Unfortunately, sometime after that, I was still very unaware of the totality of all these events. Basically, kind of carrying all the problems of the world with you, and it's the thing I've learned about traumatic experiences is it has nothing to do if you're a cop or a fireman or serve in the military or anything like that. Every bit of that is additive, and any person that's experienced it carries it in their own way. There's no this person's problems are bigger than this person's problems, and et cetera, et cetera. So this bag of crap that I carried around for many years kind of caught up with me in 2012, and I'd been doing work for the federal government for probably 10 or 12, maybe even 15 years at that point, and was investigating some corruption within my own organization and found just how ugly and isolating that could be. And between a convergence of many, many events, one day I found myself on my back porch with my gun in my hand. And that could have ended very differently, but Cato showed up and did something he had only done one other time after a traumatic death investigation that I had done. He came up to me and put his head on my forehead and just kind of nuzzled across me that way, and then put his head on his shoulder, almost like on my shoulder, almost like a hug. And so of course I apologized, to him, because I was going to let my buddy down. That that was not okay. So at that point I started being a little more open about things, I saw a therapist, and realized that I was by no means by myself in this kind of thing, but was uh, pretty ignorant to how to how to unpack it and work through it. So I started helping other people, and that kind of became a little bit of a personal mission of mine. That some people refer to it as recovery, and I was trying to get better. And what I didn't realize until maybe even 10 months ago is that Cato did a lot of things that Cash, who is my medical assistant and psychiatric service dog, does. Cato did those things naturally because animals are wonderfully intuitive that way. So his passing ended up being much more difficult than I thought it would be. And when we moved to Virginia, we had what Kat and I call, I think it's like either 3 or 4 Nightmare Saturday. That's one of the one of the side effects that you have from experiencing traumatic events. And she said, let's try. Do you want to try something different? Because I didn't sleep anymore. Just didn't. Would push myself to exhaustion for like 2 or 3 days until I finally fell out to try to avoid some of the dreams.
Plus, your job is heavily stressful in law enforcement. So
it's a different kind now. I'm a director. I'm an administrator. I shine an office chair with my butt most of the time. But the things don't unresolved issues don't go away. And so it was really catching up with me. It was affecting my health. And Kat found this foundation, and I'll put the links in the chat, that pairs veterans, first responders, victims of sexual trauma, people with physical disabilities, people with developmental disabilities, and other issues with highly trained, certified service dogs. Now there's a place in the world for emotional support animals. They do serve a purpose in a lot of cases. That is not what they do. So she found this place, and it's called Pause for People. And they had a very detailed application process, and they talk to your therapist, and you have to meet with their medical board, and there are far more people that need help than there are dogs. So I was honored several months later to find out I'd been selected, and then paired. I didn't pick Cash. He actually picked Catherine and me through their process here. And I've been in training with him for the last few months, coming back here I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina at their training facility here in Wilmington to get where I understand how to utilize him properly. He knows his job already. He's been, since they are 3 days old, they start with these little guys, and they're born here, and then they learn a lot of their basic public access training in prison, men and women's correctional facilities. And then they come back here and they're trained by students at University of North Carolina, Wilmington, to do a lot of their disability tasks. So he already knows like 100 different tasks. And so he's kind of being coded to me. What he does for my disability is nightmare interruption, hypervigilance mitigation, anchoring to mitigate anxiety, and behavior interruption.
And he can bring you your medicine too if you need, right?
He can. They train other dogs here too for physical disabilities. One of my partners here has a dog that does both post-traumatic stress disorder and for a physical disability. So he knows all those things as well too. But yeah, he can grab my medicine packet, or if for some reason I was incapacitated, he could go find Catherine and bring her to me. And once we've completed enough training, he'll go home with me on a like a trial basis, and then we still have to pass some other tests, and then you finally graduate, and he gets what's called his red vest with his name on it. And then he has full public access. He's, according to all the ADA rules, et cetera, et cetera. And he gets his little ID card and everything. But this was, so thanks for putting that up there, Kat. I appreciate it. This has really been one of the most transformational things that's ever happened in my life. 85 people didn't get a dog that applied. So this, clearly this is a non-profit organization that's just dedicated to putting good things out in the world. I truly believe in their mission. I won't speak too much to it, just because they're very careful with their messaging, and it's very specific and very detailed. And I'm just a client. I'm not an ambassador yet. But part of what is required here, and I believe in this very much too, is the pay it forward part. So we are asked as clients to be advocates for the program, to bring people to a way to address their own traumas, et cetera, and in many cases with a dog. So one of the things, and I'll ask Kat to put this in the chat as well if she hasn't already, because there's one for the foundation and there's also one for me. I have a requirement to raise $10,000 to help offset the considerable cost that this organization has incurred to pair me with Cash. I saw, they're very transparent with the accounting and everything. He is worth about $104,000 without his training. They breed them, they take care of all their health concerns, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, no dogs are better cared for than these guys. So it's really a small effort they ask for us. So it's not for me per se, it's to help them, especially because I'm a non-veteran. So there aren't as many grants, and there really aren't that many programs for first responders. This is one of the few that does that. So it's called the PIF, and that's our Pay It Forward campaign. So any proceeds from this song, and actually any proceeds from the LP August Winter when it comes out, will go first to my Pay It Forward campaign. When that's completed, then there's what they call PIF 2, which is just for the overall foundation to help give back to everyone else as well. And it kind of, the song plays into the concept of the record as well. When I started writing it, it's called August Winter, and that paradox is about being in a very gray kind of trough in your life. It doesn't matter, it might be the middle of the summer, but you're depressed and miserable and isolated, and that's one of the things that PTSD causes you to feel. You kind of hide from the world. You become an imposter. You tell everyone that you're fine, and it was kind of a dark, almost kind of depressing record. And as I found in like the past 7 or 8 months, it's actually more of an expression of gratitude. And there are, believe it or not, there are some happier songs on there, because I know the first 2 have not been. But it's really an expression of just how fortunate I feel, to be in the world, to have a rich circle of wonderful friends. 2 gentlemen have no idea the wake you leave in people's lives, and I would never have had the confidence or the inspiration in some, or the skills in some areas to move this forward. Larry, I asked you to play that solo because I could not do what the song needed, and I know, especially having heard, how Unforgotten is very much a tribute to souls that are no longer with us. I knew you would understand the feeling behind it and bring that really lyrical quality to it. So I'm really excited to have the record come out, and hopefully contribute to what happens here. This is a really wonderful place. We're doing some great things. If Cash were to wake up, he's had a very hard week of training. He's really been bringing it, and he was enjoying the rocking part of the set earlier, but maybe I can get him to cash. Come on. Yeah, you look like me when I wake up in the morning, huh? Come on, stand. He is really groggy. Okay, that's good. Way to say hi, bud.
He's still a puppy.
He is. He's only 13 months old, and is just absolutely amazing at his job already. I'm the dumb end of the leash, truly, and have never worked for a dog or never worked with a dog this way before. But the folks here are, I'm convinced, the best in the world at what they do. And he will come home with me. He will go to work with me, and spend probably 95% of our waking hours together. One thing, and I'll kind of close with this. I've learned you cannot be anonymous, especially in any kind of traumatic recovery process with a dog. It is obviously that it's very obvious there's something going on when you're out in the world with him. And that has really prompted me to try to message this in a different way, particularly to people in my profession. And again, it was my friend Ivy, who's on tonight, that kind of called me out about this a little bit, that I do feel an obligation. There's a lot of folks out there that believe if you address some of your issues, or if you bring these to the surface, that your career is over, or that you'll be put on what we call the rubber gun squad, or you'll get sent home, or you'll lose your livelihood. And that doesn't have to be the case. It's not. It is blatantly false. Any place that takes that approach, I'd be happy to talk to someone in that situation and help them find the resources that they need, because I have 3.5 years to retirement. I'm still active. I'm a supervisor. I'm still a sworn federal agent, and I am completely able to do my work and help others do it. So we've kind of come a long way. Years ago, you just get kind of put out to pasture for this, and it shouldn't be the case. And the more I'm involved with this, the more I realize how many people, not just in the first responder and military community, are dealing with their own traumas, or not dealing with them. And the one slide that I just kind of jammed in there is that the best therapy really is fellowship, friendship, and love. Whether that's through music, whether it's it could be sports, it can be anything. But doing this in a collaborative way, whether it's healing trauma with him, or doing so through music, has been very freeing. I'm happier than I've ever been in my life, and it's a choice. And you got to put in the work. He's not a magic pill. There's no cure. But Larry, you were talking about this the other night. You really don't know the wake you leave behind you, and whether it's some of the very inspirational work I know you've done with kids, and other people with disabilities, and kind of spreading that vibe around the world. That has encouraged me to put my stuff out too. It may be the only record I do. I may try to do 10 of them. I don't know. But as long as there's something to say and somebody willing to listen, as long as Martin can make my stuff sound like a grown-up did it, I'm going to keep trying. And per my lovely, much better half, that's going to be my job someday. Whether I make $400 a year doing pub gigs, or I lose $400 a year, she's an accountant. She can make a book however it needs to go. So that's enough long-winded stuff out of me. I just want to thank everybody for listening. Martin, my brother, thank you so much for the whole record is good. You'll see it will say produced by Martin Greaves, because everything I put out so far has had his fingerprints all over it. and I'm so honored to work with someone,
Right back at you.
not just of the skill, but just of the heart, to bring these things out to the world.
Thank you.
Couldn't do it without you, my man.
Right. Hey, thank you for the songs.
And Martin's got to play more. Just that's
Yeah.
all I'm going to say.
Well,
You've got to play more.
Yeah, I do.
Kat says so too.
I've been saying that for how long, Martin?
Oh, yeah, like the last 10, 12 years, and the rest. Yeah, I got doing sound. I got doing sound, and but now, yeah, thanks to COVID, got back into playing. So,
Good.
yeah, thoroughly enjoying it.
There is no one better to work with. I truly love that.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. I love you both dearly.
Sure. Oh, love you too. I love you too.
Right back at you both.
I'm going to close, but you know what I'm going to do? Let's play the song one more time. Just tell them where they can find it, Stephen. Again, one more time.
Again, it's sjfamilomusic.com. I'm sure Kat will put it back in. Also, a big, I have to say it, my wonderful cousin Jennifer is on tonight, someone I am tremendously proud of and whose opinion means the world to me. Jen, thanks for tuning in. That really means a lot. So I'll throw this up in the chat again, and I'll jump back over on Twitch and see if I can jam it in there.
Okay. I want a quick shout out to hi Kathy, Tara Olson, Michael Hart, Guitar Flyer, Light Cloud Spirits on. All right. So I want to thank everybody for watching again. Tuesday Night Live. I know it's not what we normally do on Tuesday Night Live, but I did play a little bit in the beginning and try to get my hands to work. And again, it was a heavy day. My heart goes out to everyone in Texas with today's shooting. And I wanted to cover Stephen's story and the song. And anyway, for those here in the Pacific Northwest, I'm playing with Charlie Lorme and Jeff Eason this Friday at the Belltown Yacht Club. Let's see if I still have that. Get that in there. And then next Wednesday at Doug Rywell's the Garages, the Doug Rywell's Full Guitar Flying Circus. Martin, are you coming to NAMM?
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just thought
not this year.
Okay. Maybe we'll talk afterwards. Maybe we'll be playing at Navajo Live together.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Get together.
Awesome. Yeah.
Stephen, thank you so much. Good night, Cash.
Thank you, Larry.
I'm going to play
a little bit.
I'm going to play the song one more time, and you guys, I hope you can support the cause. All right. So here we go. It's live TV. Here we go.
Good morning, I miss you just a little more than yesterday. We chased the sun across the sky, a hurricane of love and light. You know it's been a year or more since you flew away. daylight dreaming, I still remember. We'd laugh until the twilight came to call. Life blows on so hurriedly, you never feel the soft surrender. Fragile now inside the house, the light upon the walls. So close your tired eyes and peaceful, painless dreams of blue. Say goodnight, but not goodbye. Every day I think about you, you come back to me. On every summer breeze, on a fallen leaf, every time it rains. After the end of time, I'll see you on the other side. Watch over me, my friend, until we chase the sun again. I've been doing better, still talking to your picture. So much undone, my faith was all but gone. The silence sings your memory. I wonder why when you're most happy. All the while the tide of time keeps pulling us along. So close your tired eyes and peaceful, painless dreams of blue. Say goodnight, never say goodbye. And after all, I will come find you, and you come back to me. On every summer breeze, on every falling leaf, and every time it rains. After the end of time, I'll see you on the other side. Watch over me, my friend, until we chase the sun again. Morning, I love you just a little more than yesterday.